see me? Okay, nice. So I'm just walking into the office. I said today I'd stick from working from home, but I'm like a moth to the flame when it comes to that office. I don't know why. Maybe this is my first office, but I'm quite obsessed with. I don't know. I just like. Basically, I think it's a bit of a hangover from COVID that I struggle to work from home because it reminds me of that COVID association where it's very hard to then sort of switch off post work because it's sort of like, how do you draw that line? So I'm just walking now here for a little Hong Kong. Luckily, it's quite downhill on the way, but yeah, I just thought I'd plug in, show you while I'm walking, fill the time. I'm going in because I basically just watched a video on X of a guy who built a, let me just cross the road without dying, who built $1 million SaaS platform, and he did it all through long form YouTube. So, I mean, that was just sort of like a big kick and catalyst to do another one of these, to start, basically just start getting the videos up and editing them, but that takes time, and, you know, even though they're raw, you've still got to, like, mix them and, you know, create a thumbnail and all this. But yeah, we'll got other stuff on as well. So obviously it's mid-October now. We're sort of looking at the end of the year, and it's always the case. It's a bit like transfer deadline day in football. It's like the Premier League. You know, when everyone leaves their deals to the last minute. It's a bit like that, you know, in business with the end of the year, where we've got to hit a target. So we sort of like, you know, you've got one last push to get all of your figures in and get your deals done. Companies, they realise they've got a bit of money to spend, or they've got to hit targets. So a lot of people start looking towards like new starters happening in the new year. So it's quite a busy time, and I just thought I'd fill you in really. So where we're at the moment, sort of mid-October, I mean, I've got it in my head, the sort of number of deals I want us to do between now and the end of the year. Assuming our average fee, I'm looking at around 15 to 20. You know, give or take, depending on how big those deals are, but I think that's a healthy benchmark and more than achievable. There's 3 of us sort of going at it quite heavy. I'm actually next week going to the Philippines, so I'll bring you along with me there, but we've got an offshore staff there, and I'm bringing one of them over to us because they used to plug in and work quite closely with me in Dubai. They basically want to sort of align on our time schedule because they were plugging in -4 hours to the Middle East, and they're really, really good. She's amazing, so I'll go and see her in person. But what I'm going to use her for is less sourcing and more doing new business into, like, I say more of the emerging markets, Southeast Asia, so Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, even the Philippines. There's quite like a lot of business that happens there, so bringing her on for that, which is fantastic. Got to go back to Singapore for some regulatory stuff. Got a personal trip to Beijing coming up, which means this year I would have been to every tier 1 city in China, which is something I'm quite happy with. I just love it there. It's so cool. And yeah, Beijing, I feel like it's got that history side to it as well. Whereas Shanghai actually was just felt like you were in Barcelona. It's weird. It's got like very European architecture. So yeah, got like so much going on. So between now and the end of the year, sort of want to make sure we hit our billings target that we've got, which is, you know, obviously recruitment problem we have is all contingent. There's no recurring revenues. Every month we go again from scratch. So there's a lot of pressure there, and you know, the market isn't, anyone that's watching this that's in the job market knows it's not fantastic. So it's not as good as it has been. So it's a bit of a slog, but that's the game. On top of that, our newsletter, like, you know, that's my passion project, as you know, but I really want to push that and see how close we can get to 30,000 followers on that. I'll put the link in the bio if you want to check that one out. But I just think that's going to be huge for us next year. It's sort of like once it starts compounding, you know, we've grown like phenomenally this year, and that bar there has got like a stock ticker at the top. That's very strange. That's the last thing on my mind if I'm going to nail a bit. But yeah, so get the news there up to 30,000 like followers, and also we're just out of the Middle East. We've onboarded a amazing girl that does marketing for us, so we should be able to be a lot more hands-on, because that's sort of like she's plugging into our Middle East office, she's plugging into here with us. We're still very closely linked. Just walked into someone. So yeah, we've got so much going on, man. It's so busy. But you know, I was thinking about this the other day, and I think I mentioned it in the last video I did, or a video before, about how some of my friends and some people I've been listening to have sort of said, like, you know, when you get out of it, this is the part you miss. So that's my sort of mind space where anything that happens, I'm just sort of like contextualizing in the thing that one day I'll come to miss this, and like actually also got a bit of a time window in the sense that, you know, I'm 29. I don't really want to be working like this when I'm 40, 45, and I'll still be like that, you know. I can't see myself ever retiring just because I'm always on the go and always up to something. But do I want to be working like I'm working now as a 29-year-old with no kids, you know, very little sort of obligations when I'm 45, 50? Not really. So I'm sort of like taking the compound effects that everything I do now will sort of pay off over time further down the line. Here we are, you know where we are now. Coming to the office. You can just watch me yap while I watch all the cars go by. So yeah, I'll go in, put a shift in for a few hours, get some stuff lined up. Tomorrow, busy day in the office. Actually, a member of staff's going away for a week, so we've got to sort of try and cover all the stuff there. And yeah, got so much going on there. So core job, billings, marketing with the newsletter, travel, Philippines, Singapore, Beijing, going back for Christmas. So just trying to make sure that everything goes through. Illegally jaywalking on camera. So yeah, I mean, it's like when people say, oh, time flies by, like, I've actually, for the first time in my life, and I've always like questioned people that have said this, like, oh, I don't know, you know, I didn't have time for that, I didn't have time. I've always been like, oh, just make time. But this is the first time where I've ever just genuinely, people are asking me for like basic stuff, like, can we do a phone call? And it's like, no, like, I physically, I don't know where I fit you in. Like, I had to time block. So I've started doing that on my calendar just to keep myself like disciplined, because otherwise, as you might be able to guess through these videos where I go off on tangents, like, you know, you get sidetracked, you pick up something else. So time blocking everything I do just because I'm covering so much, working across time zones. Like the other day I had to make time to go to the bathroom. Like, it's ridiculous, but do you know what, like, even if this, and it won't because I won't let it, but if this was to go nowhere, this whole business, and a year from now I'm stacking shelves in Tesco, I won't look back with any regret because I absolutely love every second of it. It's mental, it's crazy, like, it's ridiculous lows to crazy highs. It feels like, you know, I'm a lifelong Spurs fan, unfortunately, but it feels like, you know, when good things happen here, it's like when Spurs score a goal against Arsenal. Like, it's that kind of buzz, and it's just like, you know, I think if you're inclined in mindset towards like running a business, like, do it. It is the craziest thing you'll do, and do it while you're young, get it out of the way. But yeah, loving every second of it. I'll leave you here in my little square. I'm going to nail my third coffee of the day, and I'm going in, and I'll try and put this up on YouTube. So yeah, see you in a bit. And ignore that, like, I look like Rudolph as well. I've got like I cut my nose at the gym, so I've just got like a red spot staring you all in the face. But there we go. All right, see you later.